Today, I want to talk about different styles of memory keeping. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I want to talk about all of the different ways that you can do memory keeping. There is scrapbooking, there is memory journaling, there are a million different ways to do memory keeping. And the important part is to find a way that speaks to you and to be willing to change your process in different seasons of life, which is certainly something that I have done over time. Memory keeping has always meant a great deal to me. I've grown from being a traditional 12 by 12 scrapbooker through all kinds of phases in my life, and memory keeping has always been there. Plus, I'm really excited to share with you the new Patreon focus for the month of June. It's going to be all about memory keeping, and there's going to be some more details later. But first, let's take a moment to go through some of the different ways that you can do memory keeping. All right, we are going way back in the day. This is back when I used to do 12 by 12 scrapbooking. This is kind of your more traditional memory keeping in a scrapbook. You're using paper, you're printing photos, and just having a good time with all of the different elements. I loved 12 by 12 scrapbooking. It was a great hobby for me for a really long time. What happened with me and 12 by 12 scrapbooking is that it just started to we look like babies, me and my husband. It just started to take a little bit more time than I had to dedicate to it. So I had to change things up. 12 by 12 scrapbooking, I love it. Make sure to let me know down below. Do you still do the more traditional scrapbooking? I would love to hear about it. Look at all of these fun. I used my Cricut back in the day, had fun with all of the different papers, played with different ways to print the photos. Look at collage. It still feels very much like me, these pages, but I've just evolved the way that I have gone through it. I love looking at all of these sweet pictures. So cute. That's my little baby niece. Love her. Okay, so that's 12 by 12 scrapbooking. I would say that this is maybe the most traditional form of memory keeping, besides just printing out photos and putting them in albums, which is a great method as well. After I went through 12 by 12 scrapbooking, I switched to a different method. Let me show you that one. All right, next up, I gave Project Life a try. Y'all, these are the biggest scrapbooks in the history of ever. So this is a Project Life scrapbook. This is basically using cards to scrapbook. It's a little bit easier. Look at those little babies. It's a little bit easier to work with pre-done cards like this. You're just inserting the photos. You're adding in a little bit of journaling. It tends to go a little bit faster, which I love. Look at the boys' first birthdays. This is, oh my goodness, it's crazy. I love looking back at the old scrapbooks. This went a little faster for me, but the goal was to document each and every week of the year for Project Life, and that's where things got a little bit hectic because, as you can see, I had all three of these little ones taking up all my time. Can you even look at that sweet girl? Oh my goodness. This was a really good method for me, and I think this is kind of the root of where memory planning started to come around. If I'm being honest, I think the two are related, and I love that. I love that I can see how they fit together. Oh my goodness. This is just too much to kind of go through. Look at that sweet girl at soccer games. I think that is awesome. Okay, so this is a peek at Project Life. This is scrapbooking with cards. Let me know if you are still in this camp. This is a really fun way to scrapbook, but my style definitely evolved from this, and I went from really big to really small. Let me show you what came next. All right. So after I did Project Life, I think I did that for like a year and a half. I switched. And instead of doing the huge big formats, I started getting very much into mini albums. Now, the concept of mini albums covers a huge variety of different types of memory keeping, but let me show you a couple. First of all, I started keeping travelers notebooks. I would create one for each month. So as you can see, this is June 2019. Traveler's notebook size. I would print smaller photos. I had a lot of fun with decorating, with using some mixed media in the background. Love, love, love looking back on these like interactive. If you've been watching long, you know that I love me some interactive elements in all of my projects. So this, just look at that sweet girl. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how much my kiddos have grown. This was really fun to do. It didn't necessarily have to be chronological. I didn't have to document every week. I just documented important moments in the month, and I loved the smaller format. I love the smaller size. I thought this was super fun. Mini albums, I think, are a very fun way to dig into memory keeping, and we're going to have some more information on mini albums coming up. But I loved working in the Traveler's Notebook, loved kind of changing that up. Here's another example of a mini album. This is slightly larger. This is more the like A5 size. This is one I made for my first Go Wild. It still needs a little bit of journaling, but at least I got the pictures printed out. I think that is probably the most important. This is probably an example of one that's not quite done, but still pretty awesome. And just another fun way to document. Mini albums are fabulous for documenting a specific event, a trip, a special person. I know a lot of people have made mini albums around their pets, around a niece, a nephew, a grandkid. Those are all really fun ways to work in memory keeping without feeling so tied to it being chronological, which was what I was looking for in the moment. Yes, I did one for each month, but it didn't have to be everything that happened in the month. It just felt like a little bit more freedom, and that is why I was digging mini albums for a long time. There's a lot of different fun ways to do mini albums. We can talk about that. But after my mini album era, I kind of got back into a more chronological way of memory planning. Let's check that out. All right, next for me came memory planning. Here is an example of some of my first memory planners. Look at that. I would print a picture a day and cut it out and pop it on, and then started documenting in a planner. I use vertical style planners for my memory planning. I still remember a friend that reached out and said, "Hey, have you ever heard of memory planning? I think you'd be really into it." And I most definitely was. So what I loved about memory planning is that I could do a whole week just on the double page. It was smaller than doing the whole week in the Project Life size. So this was a little bit more doable. I got to play with all the fun supplies, but it didn't feel quite as involved as creating scrapbooking pages for all the things. This felt a little bit more, I don't know, just doable, I guess. So I loved digging in. I sometimes had those little card pockets to pop in, but really just loved digging into my memory planner. I missed doing the picture a day. That was definitely fun. Love doing that and changing that up, trying all the different things. Memory planning I did for like 2.5 years. So fun. And I think this is a great way to dig into memory keeping because it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be fun. It can be easy. It can be as simple as just printing out the pictures and getting them down, jotting down a few journaling ideas. You don't need all the extra stuff. Just have fun with what is there. Oh, I love looking back on these. So I did this for a while. If you've been watching this year, I wanted to change things up just a bit. So I went with a different type of memory keeping. I was feeling overwhelmed with the busyness of life, with keeping up with a memory planner. So I changed how I did it this year. This is my catch-all planner from this year. This is not my normal discs. This is where I'm putting all of my finished catch-all spreads after that month has passed. And what I'm doing for my memory keeping is highlighting a page a month. So let me show you. For instance, here is my January memory page documenting snow, kept it really, really simple. I was going to use this as a currently page, ended up not using that, but loved getting to have photos in my planner. Then you skip ahead to, let's get to February. Here is February. I went ahead and did the double page because, hello, we did a trip to Universal Studios and I loved filling this up like this. I thought it was great. And so this is how I'm doing memory keeping. I'm doing it monthly this year and it has been working out so well. It's just such a fun thing to include at the end of the year. This one is all about friends. This is the month of March. And let me skip and see if I only have half of April in here, I believe, because the other half is in my planner currently. Yes. Here is half of April, which is half of Go Wild. The other half is also Go Wild, but it is still in my other planner. So you can see how it's evolved. There's so many ways to do memory keeping. You don't have to feel overwhelmed with the whole process. So let's talk about what is coming up this June over on Patreon. Every month in Patreon, we choose a different focus. So we've done organizing, we've done creative journaling, we are wrapping up Bible journaling right now. And in June, we're going to dig into memory keeping. We're going to work on a variety of different projects. It's going to be an excellent opportunity to catch up on memory keeping, or if you've been thinking about how you can dabble in a little memory keeping, maybe incorporate it into your planning, then June is the month for you. There's going to be exclusive videos each and every week that deal with memory keeping. There's going to be fun challenges, tips and tricks, all kinds of things to get you started. And really exciting, we're going to be using the memory planning insert that I designed. I actually have some printable pages that are part of our Create book for June. The Create book that is available over on Patreon is for all of the paid tiers of Patreon. It is a fun, creative book that we've been putting together all year, and the June printables include some memory keeping pages that I think you're going to enjoy using in June. So definitely stay tuned for that. You can also pick up the pre-printed memory planning pages over on my website. I have them in 3 different sizes. This is a great jumping off point for sure for your memory planning. But June's going to be fantastic. We have 4 exclusive videos that are all about memory keeping. We have 4 additional videos that cover a wide variety of subjects. Like I said, there are printables, there are Happy Mail slots. There are so many things going on, including Zooms and live streams. Pretty much just a fun place full of tons of inspiration. And now is a fabulous time to join as you are diving into all of the summer fun, the summer travels, the summer activities. Then now is a great time to also dive into a little bit of memory keeping to keep on track. Because as you can see, there's something special about digging into those photo albums that you've had for a while and just kind of reminiscing and being able to look back. It means a whole lot. All right, so if you would like to participate in our June memory keeping focus over on Patreon, now is a great time to head over. A lot of the materials released right on June the 1st. So you want to get all set up with your free trial, head on over, grab the tier spot that you are looking for that fits for you, and join us over there. It's a great time. Not only is there all the extra content, all the extra perks, but there's a great crafty community that is ready to dive in and try new things and cheer you on as you try new things. It's a great place to be, and we would love to have you join us this summer. All right, that wraps it up for me. Let me know. I love to hear what people's memory keeping journey has been. How many different ways have you done memory keeping? What have you tried? What do you like? What are you using right now? Let me know down in the comments below. If you have any questions for me or any questions about Patreon, be sure to leave them down below as well. All right, I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.